Well, we're back to renovating the farmhouse here. Today's project, we need to put in a gas line. So I could use a shovel, but when you have one of these, why use a shovel? So hopefully we don't hit anything. Let's get started. Now, like every good digging operation, we obviously hit something. That is a drain tile to that downspout. Not a huge deal because they're plugged anyway, but that's the gas line we're trying to tie into. So we'll use a shovel for this part, but that's about 2 feet. I like it good and deep because what always seems to happen is they put these in 2-3 inches below the ground and people run into them. We don't see any other pipes. Our electric comes in over there and the water's 4 feet down. So now what we got to do is we got to dig out a square pad right here. So we're going to change the machine up, go get the dump truck. We're going to dig out a nice square pad to pour concrete. So. know it looks kind of big, but basically it's a 1,000-gallon tank, and I don't want to have to mow around it. And so I'm just going to pour pad. Then in the center of that, I'm going to have a pipe come up out of the floor of it, and then the tank will hook up, and then it'll run down through the trench. I just don't want to have to mow around it. Now you can see the ground's uneven. It actually slopes that way, so that's why I cut it down so far over here, because by the time I form it up, it'll actually be down in the dirt a little bit. We have to take off a lot of this dirt. It's uneven, it's a little too high. There's high spots here. We're going to try to push this out and get some more level ground. But we got to take into account that this is going to have to be a little bit lower to start. And the other thing is with this house, you know, the drainage is bad because it's real flat. So all that you got to take into account when you're putting stuff like this in. But there's our little hole. Just got to pour concrete. Well, with concrete, where I'm at in the United States, you got to buy it so many yards at a time, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. So it's like a 3-yard minimum. So I'm digging another pad because this little dryer, this actually is a dryer for the grain bin. It's like a 7,000 bushel grain bin, 7,500. And so I'm going to go ahead and dig a pad and put one in, even though I don't have a tank here yet, because in the future I'm going to put a tank here, and I don't like them sitting in the mud. I just don't. So well, not much to it. We're just going to clean up the edges and then that's done. It's a little bit on a slope, so I'll fill it in a little bit, form it up. It's got a weird angle there, but I'm just going to square that off. Not perfect when I dig stuff out. So anyway, that's it. Next time we'll get some concrete loaded in here, get them poured. It'll be a lot better.